Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCS Spring 2023 preview series. We're going to cover Team Liquid. So Liquid, definitely the biggest disappointment from last year. They had an all-star team by many people's standards, and they didn't get the job done right. Didn't end up going to Worlds. So they tear it down, and they work from within. Last year, Liquid was 26-10 at the LCS level, and dominated in Academy they went 18-14-4, but they won summer split. I think they won the spring regular season split as well. So they did very, very well. And that resulted in Team Liquid calling up a couple of those players that were a big part of that success. We saw Isla from FlyQuest come. He joined FlyQuest. He was their support. The coach is Marin. Marin is former, world champion Marin. He's never been a coach before, but this is an all-Korean speaking roster. Damn it. This is the last one of the day, and then I got like 5 more tomorrow, and then I'll have 2 days off. So, Marin hasn't coached before. What else was I going to say? Former world champion, Korean-speaking roster. Everybody can speak Korean, and that's a big deal. They even have a couple Korean-speaking players on the academy team. So, who's in, who's out? Bwipo is out. He is under contract with Team Liquid as a content creator. He wants to stay in North America. He had offers to go back to the LEC. He turned them down. Did not end up signing with the team in the LCS. So, Summit joins from FPX. Summit being the one who played for Cloud9 last year and won MVP in spring and then was not on the team for summer. In the jungle, defending world champion Pioshik joined Team Liquid. Santorin left and ended up going to Dignitas, so that's a big move. In mid lane, Bjergsen is out. He joined 100 Thieves. Harry was called up. In bot lane, Hansama went back to Europe, is now on G2. Yeon was called up, and CoreJJ is the holdover from last season. This team's average age is 23 years old. Summit, at 24 years old, put up a 3.2 KDA, 8.5 CS per minute, 58.6 KP, 675 damage per minute, 30.5 damage share. That is carry-like damage share. There were times in my top performers videos last split where I identified Summit as one of the best LPL top laners at the time. He is still as good as he was. Honestly, I think he's going to be the best best top laner in the LCS. 22.1 gold share, 9 champions in 24 games. Gnar, GP, Gwen, his most played. Summit's a very good player. I do not expect him to struggle much at all. People are going to play tanks into him. They're going to ban his Jace and waste bans on him. And that's going to allow Harry and Yeon to have a little more comfort. Behind Summit is Bradley. At 21 years old, Bradley had a 3.9 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 51.7 KP. So these are pretty average numbers. I could see why he didn't get called up. 611 damage per minute, 22.1 damage share, 21 gold share, 26 solo kills. That is not average. He really plays aggressive. 26 solo kills is a lot, even in 36 games, but still. 14 champions played. Olaf was the most played. Gangplank and Akali, so that's definitely interesting. CRTTY is the third stringer. They have TL First, which is their amateur team. He's 20 years old, joining from Evil Geniuses. Had a 2.2 KDA, 7.9 CS per minute, 54.8 KP. I could see why he was demoted to the amateur scene. With these stats, 533 damage per minute, 24.3 damage share, 21.7 gold share, 26 solo kills as well. 17 champions in 36 games. These champion pools are gigantic. Gnar, Gwen, Fiora. I know I have said in the past, I think I've said it in the Discord to folks. Certi is a player that I noticed in Champions Queue. I'd watch Double F play Champions Queue, and just make note of the amateur players and the players, because I don't watch Academy, don't have the time, and he just defaulted to Fiora and Aatrox a lot. And Aatrox, thankfully, isn't one of his top 3 champions. And it got to a point where I was like, this guy's just going to keep doing it. And he kept doing it. And he kept doing it. And maybe it was just a happenstance. I mean, I never checked his champion queue record to see if it just was just happenstance or coincidence that I kept hearing this. And now I look at his numbers and I see 17 champions in 36 games. I say, okay, well, we've went from being, really, I thought, limited to you're doing a lot. You're doing too much. Like, if you're playing 17 champions, right? That's an ocean. That's the Pacific Ocean in terms of champion pool, right? But how many of those champions are actually effective? What is your effective champion pool? Like, what can you pull out and not going to lose lane, right? So this is these numbers are, average, below average. A lot of solo kills, like I said, with Bradley, and the same amount with Certi. So he's aggressive, but at the same time, I think you need a foundation of champions that you can rely on, 6-day champions that can be played in any situation where you can say, at the very least, I'm not going to lose lane. I'll be relevant, at worst, I'll be relevant in the late game, mid to late game, like that sort of stuff. So you'd like to see that 17 drop to like 10, maybe, and these numbers get better. Pyosik at 22 years old had a 3.6 KDA, 5.4 CS per minute, 71.6 KP. Upper half jungler in the LCK, obviously struggled at Worlds at times, but came out the victor, and that's all that matters. 266 damage per minute, 12.5 damage share, 18.5 gold share, 6 solo kills across 42 games, 11 champions played, Viego, Trundle, Lee Sin. Definitely not a dog jungler. He's more carry-oriented, which is why he struggled at Worlds. And even, more so in the LCK. Mir is the backup. Mir, formerly known as Arthur, from Chief Esports Club and HLE in the past, going to Worlds. Mir had a 10.2 KDA, 6.1 CS per minute, 69.7 KP, 448 damage per minute, 16.8 damage share, 19.4 gold share, 4 solo kills in 21 games, played 6 champions, Wukong, Viego, Lee Sin. So, these numbers are obviously outstanding. They blow your socks off. They're great. But Chief Esports Club would go 21-0. We thought, oh my God, this team's going to be good at Worlds. I thought they'd be good at Worlds. They were in my top 25 power rankings across the entire world. They didn't win a game. And so, in the end, he is now on Team Liquid Academy. City Witty is third string. He has been around amateur, I guess. No stats on Games of Legends, so nothing to go off of. Harry in mid lane is going to get his opportunity at 21 years old. He put out outstanding numbers for a mid laner in Academy. 5.8 KDA, 9.7 CS per minute, 61.2 KP. So not a roamer, 61%, but he... Oops, hit the mic there. 9.7 is like, he is getting fed. He's fed. 748 damage per minute, 27 damage share, 23.5 gold share, 21 solo kills in 36 games, 16 champions played, Victor, Azir, and Yone. We'll see what this guy can do. He deserved the call-up. He was ready. That was a good move by Liquid to identify, let's move him up. The backup is always plan ahead APA. He's played for Maryville lately, 20 years old. Not a 10-game sample size in Games of Legend to reference. Aspect, these stats are from 2021 Proving Grounds, so keep that in mind. Since then, they haven't played 10 games in a event. 1.6 KDA, 8.2 CS per minute, 58.4 KP, so they need more time, hence being in amateur. 374 damage per minute, 23.5 damage share, 21.7 gold share, 5 solo kills in 11 games played, 7 champions picked. Oriana and Tristana being the most played, so you definitely know that's a throwback with Ori and Trist there. Harry doesn't have any pressure from below him. You could argue Pyosik does, but there's no way in hell that they'd ever dump Pyosik. Arthur, honestly, is pretty good, I think, but he's in that, like, Boogie with TSM, which we'll get into. If you're watching the playlist, that's the next video on it. But, Boogie, we're thinking of, Korean Korean junglers in minor regions. You're thinking of River. There are others that just escape me right now, damn it. Damn it. Chieftain's done it a couple times, actually. Bot lane, we have Yeon. Yeon's 20 years old, 4.7 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 66.2 KP, 777 damage per minute, 28.1 damage share, 24 gold share, 4 solo kills in 36 games, only 7 champions picked. Ezreal, Zeri, and Kalista. Yeon getting the call up as well. There's a lot of Yasuo in his champion pool, so there's a lot of interesting things there, and I want to see how he does. I think you could argue that he could have used another split, but at the same time, I think to fill out the rest of the roster makes sense. I think that's why they brought in Arrow. I think that is intentional, right? You're bringing in a guy, obviously, can speak Korean, right? So, Arrow can speak Korean. He's played in the LCK. He's been around a long time. He's actually the second oldest ADC behind Doublelift in the LCS. And he struggled last year, don't get me wrong, in Academy. 2.9 KDA, 7.7 CS per minute, 62.7 KP, 5.99 damage per minute, 24.9 damage share, 22.7 gold share, 5 solo kills in 36 games, played 12 champions. Kalista and Aphelios being the most by a solid margin. So you got to keep in mind, though, we just did this video over Immortals, right? And if you're following the playlist. And all of their Academy players were not good, right? All their stat lines were bad. Well, Arrow was on that team, so his stat line's going to be bad. But I think if Arrow had to enter this team because Yeon struggled, I think he'd be fine. He'd fill it out, play weak side with Core, and Core would be able to handle it. Mia, she's 22 years old, and she has not played enough to have stats on here, but it's nice to see that she got another opportunity after being with the EG Prodigies. 22 years old, though. We'll see what she's got, right? It's now or never. Support, CoreJJ, 28 years old. 4.7 KDA, 76.1 KP, 3.12 vision score per minute. Would clear 1 ward every other minute, roughly. 9 champions, 18 games. Nami and Rakan being his most played. Core is still a very, very, very good support in the West and gets the job done. You can see those vision scores are pretty high given the fact that the bot lane didn't do overly great for Team Liquid. He still finds a way to get vision. Behind CoreJJ are a couple players that don't have a lot of experience. Kim Down is 23 years old, and Rovex, age isn't listed. Both of them have played sparingly over the last couple of years in Proving Grounds, so not enough games to cite a data set. But nevertheless, I mean, it makes sense. If you're trying out for Team Liquid Academy at support, you're not going to get an opportunity until CoreJJ retires. So really, there's no pressure from beneath for these guys to perform outside of maybe Yeon. But we'll see how Arrow does. Arrow is the veteran on that Academy team. You know, with APA and Mir and Bradley. I mean, Mir's been around the block, I guess, but well-traveled, like I said. So, comment down below with your opinions on Liquid. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube member. And thank you for watching.